Hey guys, hello. Hmm. All right. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the U.S. Uh-oh. Forgot to get some water for that. Hey, how's it going there, everybody? Hang on, just a minute. I need to get some water here. Okay. Uh, yeah. Fatty, I see you made it in time this time at the start of the video instead of at the end. Welcome. We got a great purple onion, a Jagan, Lee. How's it going, guys? Reshiram, the Fire Dragon. Oh, we got all sorts of you guys in here today. Uh, let's build a frame arms kit. Frame arms kit is right about at the frame arms month is just about over here. So figure we should do a live build of a frame arms kit while it's still frame arms month. So I'm squeezing this in at the last day. And so because of that, because of this, my my custom build of the cutlass might end up being a day or two late, but still gonna try my best to get that finished by the end of the month. But as you guys also know, at the end of the month we've also got the wrapping up of the contest. The 100,000 subscriber contest. So it's a little bit busy these days with the wrapping up of that and everything. But first thing we gotta do here is take apart our frame. That'll be left leg, right leg, left arm, right arm. Alright. Over there, and Dio over on Twitch. How's it going? Frame arms are just kits. Yeah, there's no manga, anime, games, or anything. It's just they're just robot plastic models, basically. Kotobukiya comes up with like kind of backstories for them, sort of, but not really. It's not like a big overarching story to follow or anything like that. So the actual like body, head, arms, and legs of this. So I guess the legs are a little bit more complicated, but a lot of the kit in this case not very complicated builds. Relatively low in terms of its part count. So you've just got our pre-built frame here, and then you're just building up all the armor around that. In this case, this is based off of the Go-Rai, and the Go-Rai does use most of the architect frame. Some of the later frame arms kits, or some of them, actually don't end up using a lot of the frame arms frame. I guess most of them do, but like certain ones, like the White Tiger, doesn't use much of the frame. Hey Flynn, how's it going? Don't know if I've seen you in here for a while, or commenting anyway. William, how's it going? Ozzy, how's it going, guys? those of you, those of you in the U.S., hope you're having a good Thanksgiving day. Jagan asks, where do you sell painted builds? I'm trying to sell mine in the future. I just sell them usually just through, I just ask people to contact me via my Facebook page. So like I will just announce when when a build or something is for sale. I'll just let people know in the video, and then they can people can get in touch with me through my Facebook page. It's seeming like that's not on there correctly, like something's strange. That looks right. It's just not very secure on there, maybe. And then this is supposed to be in here. There we go. Alright. Then let's see. This one and this one. It's also going to be like just entirely black. It's like black and off black for the colors for this. So I'm not going to be able to use my black backdrop for the review of this guy, I think. Aside from the review of this, I do have one other review that I'm going to sneak in tomorrow. But I won't be doing a live build of it. But I do also have the Durga 2 as well. So there'll be this, and then there'll be one other frame arms kit I'll have the reviews coming out this weekend for both of them. This one and the Durga 2. So that one is already built and reviewed. I've recorded the review yesterday, so that's already all done. It's just in the queue to go up after this, but it might go up in the meantime, but we'll see. I don't know how. I think I might put the Durga videos first and then the review of this one later, because I don't know if I'm going to get to filming the review for this tonight or later this afternoon or what. I'm not sure, but anyway. The reviews for both of them will be out sometime over the course of the next couple days. William, any plans for a meetup when you come out to Japan? Yeah, like I mentioned before, I do want to do a meetup in Japan. I just haven't decided if it's going to be Friday or Saturday night. Since you're the only one I know of so far, at least anyway, who wants to do a meetup in Japan there in Tokyo, what would be better for you, Friday or Saturday night? I think Saturday night is, when probably like the GBWC winners will be getting together and like going out together. So I'm not sure kind of really what's going to be going on, but Next Gen, hello. You say you're still pretty new to Gunpla. How important are premium nippers? And how are the USA Gundam stores? Thanks and happy Thanksgiving. USA Gundam stores nippers are good, in my opinion. And, you know, obviously I work for USA Gundam store, but they are good. I've been using my pair, and the pair that I have from USA Gundam store are actually not, they're like you wouldn't get the same ones if you ordered them now. Mine were from like the very early batch, like the test batch. So mine aren't the ones that are for sale on the store, is what I mean to say. So, but even though mine are from the like initial test batch, they still work really well. I've been using them for a while. I've probably built well over 100 kits with them, so I like them. They work well. Anyway, just for a beginner, just premium nippers in general, not really all that necessary. I mean, as long as you've got something to cut the parts away, you don't really need something that's premium, but just some nippers that are going to work well is kind of enough. Where's that tape? Okay. Alright. So, let's see. Okay. Going to omit this part. Just kind of throw that away, basically. And just do a little cleanup on the frame. The frame, because it's pre-built, it's usually got some nub marks on there just from the factory process. So anything that's going to show or anything that might kind of get in the way of parts getting a flush connection onto the frame. I usually will just take a minute, just clean up a little bit some of the leftover nub marks from the factory on the frame. Yo, shout out to Zach. They have sturdy legs. It's the shoulders, should be careful. Ah, Tristan, thanks for the heads up on the shoulders on this. Yeah, I'm assuming this thing's gonna probably have some weight issues. The Gora, I know, not the most sturdy kit, just straight out of the box. And this one with like all its heavy armaments and everything, I'm sure it's probably gonna have a little bit of weight issues, but just straight out of the box anyway. I'm sure once you get some paint on it and everything, you can solve that easily enough. But thanks for the heads up anyway. Just a reminder to any of you guys who are watching live, if you're maybe not a usual watcher, if you guys have specific questions for me, then just tag me in your comment or just put it in all caps so I can pick it out really easily. There, thank you very much. Dio said, are you doing anything for Thanksgiving even though you're in Korea? Not really. We don't really ever end up doing much for Thanksgiving. We did go out for dinner last night. It's actually Friday here, Friday morning, so Thanksgiving's done. But we did go out last night. It was for my wife's parents' anniversary, technically. But it also kind of doubled as a going out for Thanksgiving dinner kind of as well. We just went out to a buffet. It was pretty good. I like it. We didn't have any turkey or anything, unfortunately, but had a bunch of good food. Sorry, Apocalypse Night. It's all good. What knife is that? This is the Tamiya Modeler's knife. Same knife that I've been using for a long time. Years. 5 years? 6 years? It's a good knife. Yeah, Fatty, yes, some frame arms need glue. Yep. From my experience, I haven't really come across any frame arms kits that like need glue, like just like straight up assembly, like as in like it's not gonna stay together at all without glue, like a traditional model or something where you absolutely have to glue it. From my experience, I haven't come across that. Really, I mean, obviously, I've had moments where glue would definitely help with the stability of the kit, just being able to pose it without wanting to pull your hair out, getting frustrated about stuff falling off all the time. Oh, what? This is the wrong. That's the wrong leg. That's why that wasn't working. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Well, that is the right leg, but we're gonna do the wrong one. Okay. I have all the parts here for the right leg, but the manual actually has us building the left leg first. But wait a minute. So yeah, this should work on here. These parts are wrong. Then let's build the left leg first. Annoying. I've been using a standard X-Acto knife and was considering getting a new one. Yeah, I would definitely recommend upgrading from a just regular X-Acto knife to this. As I was talking about in the last stream on Wednesday, that the blade on this one is a little bit shorter. Like the angle is less sharp. The X-Acto blade, is longer and has a really sharp point to it, like needle at the end of it, and it's kind of too long, and just you don't really need that much blade. It just ends up being like sort of dangerous. So I would definitely recommend this knife. Very good knife. And there's not really going to be much features in a knife. It's pretty straightforward. But one thing that I do also like about it, has this little, let's see if I can show this to you guys. It has a little tab on the back here. So when you set it down, even if you're not, obviously you want your desk to be relatively flat anyway, but even if you're working on some desk or something that has a little bit of a tilt to it, it won't roll anywhere because of this little tab there. So you can just set it down. It's not going to like roll off your desk or something. So that's good, especially because you don't want a knife rolling off your desk and right onto your foot or something. I've dropped this plenty of times, and it's never landed straight down into my foot, luckily, but it's landed knife down into the floor many times. I just somehow managed to always miss my foot. But yeah, be careful. And I just like this too. It also has a good weight to it too. It's just hard plastic, and just the middle end here. So I like the weight of it. Other like lighter knives, I just feel also like I just have better control over this just because of the weight of it. There's a good weight to it. So at first it just has you building the legs like this, and then it kind of skips to the shoulder armor, strangely, and then the head, and then goes back to the legs. The manual for this kit is goofy. So it skips around a lot because it like shows you just how to make like the basic form first, and then it shows you how to make it's basically, I think it's like the something Gorai. What is I need to translate this. Gorai something. Some version of the Gorai. And then it has you swap the stuff around and add a few more parts to make the full-on Werewolf Specter. Noam asks, do you have any non-traditional kits you recommend? What do you mean by non-traditional? Noam, you have to clarify that a little bit for me. Any non-traditional kits that I recommend? You mean non-Gunpla kits that I recommend, or like, I don't know what you mean by non-traditional. Lucas asked, are there any kits that you're really excited for coming out? Brian, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for your contribution. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Lucas, any kits coming out that I'm excited about? Okay, I'm translating the manual here, and it basically says it's just the translate to what the assembling. Oops. Yeah. See what this is going to translate to. Assembling the Type 38 Fukurai Kai. So yeah, it's just a like Gorai Kai, Fukurai Kai version of the Gorai. Anyway, kits coming out that I'm excited about. I'm excited about the Ava kit, definitely. But what else? I don't know. What else is coming out? I feel like there's probably a lot of things that I'm just not able to think about at the moment. I'd have to check. Hang on. Let me get this leg put together, and then I'll check. I'll come back to that. We'll talk about maybe about some stuff that I'm looking forward to. We'll maybe. All right, we'll see how fast this kit just kind of in general goes together, and I'm gonna come back to that question a little bit later. Are there any frame arms kits that are better than others, and what are some issues to look out for? Hunter, the main issue to look out for that I've come across with most of them is just kind of general stability. Straight out of the box, a lot of them will have just kind of loose areas of the kit, but it's all usually stuff that you can fix pretty easily just with some glue or paint or whatever you're going to do to just tighten up some joints and stuff essentially. So it's never really that bad that I would like not recommend the kit because of that. But it's just something to be aware of just going into it. But then, let's see, other good, like really good frame arms kits I would recommend, the White Tiger, the Byaku kit, or any version of that. What was it, Byaku or Byako? I don't know, Byaku, that's right? The White Tiger kit is really good, and it's got a couple different versions of that. And what else have I built recently? What? How does this go on there? Just like that? Oh, okay. And then it's held on here like this. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, they're all pretty cool. I would say just get, same thing with Gunpowder. Just get whatever looks cool to you, personally, because it's gonna be yours. So if it looks cool, then go for that, I would say. But yeah, the main issue is just to be aware that you'll probably will have to maybe glue some stuff to get the best best stability out of the kit. Warrior, happy Thanksgiving, thank you. Apocalypse Knight asked, sorry if this is a common question, but what Gundam series has your favorite design, and what is your overall favorite Gundam design? It is a kind of common question, and one that it's kind of hard to answer because I don't really have one, but favorite, well, your kind of twist on the question is a little bit different than usual, asking what Gundam series has my favorite designs. So like, for example, Turn A is one of my favorite series, but I wouldn't say that it's a series that has some of my favorite Gundam designs. A lot of the designs in Turn A like are cool and charming, but I wouldn't say it's a series of some of my favorite designs. So with that in mind, I would say, and like the same thing goes with 8th MS Team. 8th MS Team is another one of my favorite series, and like the Goof Custom, I would say, is one of my favorite just mobile suit designs. But like just the Ground Gundam, the ECA are also really cool, but I don't know if I would say they're like some of my favorites. So probably the series with my favorite designs would probably be Unicorn, because that's of my 3 favorite series. That's the other one. That's one of my favorites. And Unicorn just has a ton of really cool designs, from like a lot of the MSV, Xeon Remnants, mobile suits, and just like the Unicorn itself is really cool. All the new stuff is all really cool as well. The Rosenzulu, the Shinanju, the Kshatriya, got a lot of really cool designs there. And you got some cameos by some cool EFF and EFSF mobile suits in there as well too. So it's a lot of stuff to enjoy in Unicorn, I would say. Favorite Gundam design, though, I don't know about that. That's kind of hard. I can't really answer that. Have you ever hand brushed an entire kit before? Do you have any paintbrush recommendations? I've only ever hand brushed an entire kit of like one of the small 1/35 scale Mech K kits. It's the only thing that I've ever hand brushed in its entirety. So no, I'm not one to ask about acrylic painting, like hand brush acrylic painting for like Gundam kits or something. Certainly not. This thing is really cool. I love the design. I love all the angles of it, but it's just very black. Here's the bits on the leg. You have this bit here that's very tight fit there. This bit here on the front comes down like that, and this bit here on the back comes back like that. On the legs. Okay. Those fold up. Very tight. You got that real tight, squeaky sound. Very common with these kits I've found. Hunter asked, do you have any experience with armored core kits? And if so, would you recommend any? I have only ever built one armored core kit. And I would recommend them because they're really super nicely detailed from my one experience and just from what I've seen in general about armored core kits. So I would recommend them, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'd recommend them. Period. Just, I haven't built a lot, so I couldn't really give you too much more information about that. Sentinel had some insane designs. Yeah, Wingzer. Yeah, when people ask about my favorite Gundam or just like favorite Gundam designs in a series, like Sentinel is always something that comes into my mind. For sure, I always think of Sentinel as well. Yeah, we have really, even like the grunts, the Zekuines, and different versions of that are really cool. The Zeku Dry, but not really a big fan of the Zeku Zwei, the third, like final form of the Zeku. It's a little bit much for me. The different forms of Zekus, and then the Nero as well. From Sentinel is just a really cool grunt design as well. So, yeah, I really like a lot of the Sentinel designs as well. Zero's hobbies. No, I'm not in America yet, and I do have a couple commissions at the moment, but I'm not taking any more just because I'm kind of full up. I have a few that I need to do. So I'm not taking any more at the moment, but sorry, I'm noticing the name is not Wingzer, but I'm guessing that's supposed to be Wing 012, just with the O as a 0. I got it. Anyway, sorry about that. I think I'm getting a cold. It's pretty common for me to just kind of have allergies in the morning, like sneezing or a little bit runny nose or something, but I can feel it's a cold, I think I'm getting, because my wife was sick and my son has been kind of sick with something, and then so it's probably what's happening. And yeah, anyway, Wing Zero, yes, I agree that I hope they make Gundam Mark 5 kit, but I think next year we're gonna get a Gundam Mark 5 kit. I'm thinking that. How's it going, Alex? How's Fukuoka? We got one more day left there, right? Patrick, thank you very much for your contribution. Let's see. Trash to treasure idea, the high grade new Xeon. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I had to think, what's that new Xeon? Oh, yeah, that's that new god awful kit that just came out. The high grade new Xeon Gundam. Also, which frame arms kit would you recommend to someone who's never built one? I appreciate the amount of content you've been putting out lately. Well, thank you for appreciating the content. I appreciate you enjoying the content. Frame arms kit, what I recommend. Like I said, I really liked the White Tiger kit. In my opinion, of the ones that I've built, I think it's probably one of the best. But it's probably the least frame armsy of the designs. just because it doesn't really use a whole lot of the frame arm's frame, which is kind of like a signature part of the line. So because of that, I would say I would highly recommend the White Tiger kit, but yeah, it may not really seem. It's kind of more like building like a Metal Gear kit, sort of, a little bit more similar to like building the or just not like in a series by itself. But if you want something that like seems like part of the frame arm series, because a lot of the other frame arms kits do have the similarity of that they're all using the frame, so they're all kind of similar in that way. In that respect, I would say, I don't know, the stylet is really good. Even though it was one of the first ones, I think the stylet's really solid. It's a good kit as well. Stylet's really nice, but yeah, I don't know. The Durga 2, which I just built and just recorded the review for yesterday, it's a really cool design, but it's definitely got some floppiness in there. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard to recommend frame arms kits, just because yeah, they're all mostly kind of having the same pros and cons essentially. I think, and they're all similar and different in different ways. They're all similar in that they're all like really unique and cool designs, I think, but then different because you have a lot of like variation among them, but also similar in that similar in that they all have the same kind of issues with them. Just being out the box. Some of them have some seam lines on them. Some of them are a little bit loose here and there in certain areas. But I'll tell you guys this, from my experience of the frame arms kits that I've built, I've never built a kit that I felt like it was like really disappointing. If that is more of kind of a little bit maybe helpful answer. Like I'm sure you guys have all maybe had a Gundam kit or something like that that you've built somewhere along the way that you built and maybe were a little bit disappointed by. But I've never really had that with the frame arms kit. Like some of them, yeah, like you got some parts that like keep wanting to fall off, but it's like all you need is just a little bit of glue. So if you have glue, then you're pretty good to go. Hunter asked, do you think the RE100 Gundam Mark III is worth it, or should I wait for the HG? Well, if you want it, then I would say get it, because it's not that expensive of a kit. And I've never built it, so I can't really speak to how good it is, but as far as I've heard, it's one of the better RE100 kits, so I think you're good. And I don't know if Ben is ever going to make an HG of that, so I would say probably just go for the RE. And why is this part not wanting to go on here? Come on. There we go. Have to get that click in there. And Alex, what did you say? You're in Kokura at Komeda's. No, Alex, you're loving the Komeda's coffee, man. I'm glad you're into it. It's good stuff. Shidonor. Yeah. Apocalypse, nice. Out of curiosity, do you prefer YouTube or Twitch for streaming? I mean, to be honest, probably YouTube, just because I'm just more used to it in general. I think it's just Twitch is just a thing that I'm still not really too sure about. I don't really know a whole lot about just like how to utilize a lot of the features of Twitch and just like how to best use it. YouTube I have a much better grasp on, just in general. But you know, Twitch I know Twitch does have a lot of good features. I think probably that are very good for streaming and etc. But I do want to just go back to Patrick's suggestion of the new Xeon Gundam for the next Trash Treasure. I don't know, man, because the the good thing about the Tristan was that the Tristan was a design that I essentially liked. It's just that the kit was bad. Whereas with the new Xeon Gundam, I hate the design of that, so I'm not really gonna be very inspired to try to like make it better. Essentially, like what I would do is just turn it into just like a regular Gundam. It wouldn't really be much of a new Xeon Gundam anymore. So I don't know if it would be very good. I mean, I would probably be like getting rid of most everything that makes it what it is. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's a good suggestion because it's certainly trash, at least from just the design. Uh, from the design, anyway. I'll look into it though. I'll think about that. So it's a good suggestion. Caps. Lee, EX. Did you ever build an EX model? No, I haven't, Lee. You mean like the Gun Perry or like any of those kind of like vehicle models and stuff? And there's one of like the Archangel or something like that, I think, as well. There's a bunch of them. I have not ever built any of those. What's your favorite or like 3 favorite IBO kits? The Grays and or the Regenlace would definitely be one of the first ones that come to mind. I really like the Grimgird as well. I like the non-Gundam ones a lot more than the Gundams, actually, with the IBO kits. But that said, the Vidara was pretty awesome though as well too. But yeah, like yeah, like the Helmut Draencar as well was also really cool, just because it had that gigantic sword. So yeah, pull this arm apart first, and slide this part onto there, and slide that part back into there, and this one here on the front, and this one here on the back. You're welcome, Hunter. Are you going to check out the Frame Arms Congo? No. The Congo is the one that turns into a boat, right? No. I've been thinking about it though, you know, because I was thinking about that, but I don't know. The whole boat transformation is really stupid. I'm definitely like 0% interested in that. But Like the other parts of it, I really like the weapons, the shield and the cannon. Like the big cannon that it has is really super cool. The proportions are strange. Like I like every part of the design like individually. Like the head is cool, like the upper body design is cool, the legs are cool, like the kind of the way the armor is laid out on the legs is really cool as well, but the proportions are not right. I wish the legs were larger, longer, because the upper body is pretty big and like blocky and wide, and the legs are like relatively small. So I wish the proportions were a little bit different. And yeah, otherwise, I mean, I like the design kind of in general, but I'm definitely not a fan of the whole boat thing, that transformation. If it's just like transformed into just a boat and that's all it was, it might be better. But because it's like a boat with a robot's body on top, it's just weird. It's just too goofy. Because he looks like he's like rowing the boat. It looks like a robot sitting in a canoe. That's what it looks like. It's so weird. If any of you guys are unfamiliar with it, then just check out the design. The frame arm's Congo. It's one of the most recent ones that's just been out, or just earlier this year, right? Beginning of this year. There's our other arm. Yeah, like I said, we just have like the arm frame and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts that go on that. Oh no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts there for the whole armor and shoulder armor altogether. At least for now, anyway, in the hands. But relatively simple. We have a bunch of parts, and then we have a bunch of parts here for building all of the frame, all of the go ride parts as well. All of the go ride parts I do not have prepared to build at this time, though, so we're not going to be building the go ride parts, but it's not really very interesting anyway, because I'm not going to be putting them on the kit for now. Tesla asks, I recently watched your review videos and you convinced me to get my first Gunpla. Awesome. Well, you're welcome for your loss of money. Yes, what Gunpla did you decide to get for your first one? What time? Frank Berg asks, what time does the 100 contest follow? Frank, that Korean time here locally, but I'm usually pretty forgiving on that because I didn't mention that in the announcement video. I didn't say like the deadline is November 31st by midnight Korean time. I know people get confused about the time zone, whole time zone thing, so I usually give a little bit of leeway on that. I usually give till like about noon or so the next day if anyone late entries come in a couple hours late. I understand the time zone thing can be confusing for some people, so just make sure you get yours in as soon as possible. Your Tesla is planning on getting the build 00 diver. Well, all right. Let's see. There you go. This way. Right there. Right there. This hand down here. This one. The kit has so much for high grade and has the ace version of the bonus parts for keep flashing, yeah. Yeah. I did my first Gunpla build of the Age 2 Magnum SV, and I was like, wow, yeah, the Age 2 Magnum SV, that would be a good one. There's a lot of extra parts and everything on that one as well. Oops. Yeah, the Double O Diver kit was definitely one of the better ones from Build Divers, for sure. Alright, so there's our base kit. He's done. He's very black. Got the dark gunmetal frame, and then black and super dark gray for the colors. And it actually looks like 3 different colors. It's got like straight up black, a super dark gray, which is almost black, and then a super dark navy, which is this is I don't know. I usually don't want to glue anything for the review, but this part I know I can glue and it's not going to bother anything because it's just going to bother me. This is just the leg connector into the frame. If any of you guys have built a lot of frame arms kits, then you're probably very well aware of this part being an issue. Again, not so much an issue, but just a common weak point. The leg connector part of the hip section, waist section. So now we can build all the shields and cannon stuff. How many entries? Ozzy, how many entries have I gotten? I haven't checked, because I've gotten, over the past couple days, I've gotten a whole bunch of emails. And I'm not sure offhand how many finished ones I had going already, but a good amount. What I was really surprised about was how few people were entering into the diorama portion. I wanted to make that because I always have people asking about dioramas, and like I usually don't set it as a separate category, but people are always asking about if they can make a diorama or something. But so I actually made it a separate category this time, and really not that many people, like 15 maybe people enter for the diorama category. Hunter, what's the correct way to pronounce Dynamis? As far as I know, it's Dynamis. That's how I've always pronounced it. I don't even know if I've ever heard anyone really pronouncing it any way differently, so I would say Dynamis. The shit part about these cannons, though, is that you got a seam line all the way down the cannon barrels. I think are these. The same cannons that are included with the weapon option set for the Frame Arms Girls. Weapon option set has this same set of shields and cannons as the weapon options for the Frame Arms Girl Go-Rai. Alright. Cannons first. These, and well, we can just put these together first. Yes, very huge cannon indeed. Frame Arms Boat Mecha reminds me of a windmill Gundam from G Gundam. Yeah, it does kind of have the same kind of silly vibe to it as the windmill Gundam. What was the name of that from G Gundam? From was it Neo Netherlands, wasn't it? It had a specific name to it, not Windmill Gundam, if I remember correctly. If only Bandai's 30-minute missions design as cool as Frame Arms. Yeah, that's a shame. But the upcoming stuff that they've got coming out for 30-minute missions is looking like it's getting better, for sure. So that's the good news. The stuff they have coming out early next year, definitely looking pretty cool. So let's see, we've got these cannons to go on here a little bit differently. This one going here, and it's like that. And the opposite side, this one here. And like that. And the shields. I would love a new HG Spiegel. Spiegel never really been one of my favorite designs from the series, for me personally. There are some cool ones. I would love just, yeah, any newer HG or MG, whatever, anything from G Gundam would be nice. New stuff. Here on the back of the shield, you notice you have 3 points where you can plug the connector for that, so that's pretty cool. For this one, anyway, it's telling us to put it there in the center. Yes, the G-Self also, I agree, is deserving of some love. Alright, so these plug onto the back and onto here. Uh-oh. Put that on wrong. The squeaking. There you go. Cannons go on the back like that, and the shoulder, no, these shields go on the arms. Here, like this. And onto here. Uh-oh, it fell off. Oh. Okay. Gonna be like that, huh? Just fall off of there like that. But I'll adjust the camera for you guys in a minute. Sorry, I know it's kind of strange there. But you can get an idea sort of how he's looking there. Dio, how's the progress on the cut list? The cut list is going well. I'll show you guys a little preview here. Here's the torso section. It's all, at the moment, it's all the base painting and panel lining is done so far. So here's this little preview of the torso section. So what I'm going to work on probably later today is some of the detail painting and the decals, and that's pretty much it. So I don't have any plans for a base for it yet, but just going to try to get just the main kit done at least later today. Oh, this weekend anyway. That would be good. Patty asks, isn't there a Ninja Gundam? There was that, there's the Nin Pulse Gundam. Is that the one you're thinking of? And we got these cannon bits. Now for the main kit, I'm just going to leave that like that for now, because for the first part of the review, I'll just show it like that, and then we'll put all the rest of these parts on here. But while we're here, we can just put these parts together, the parts to make it into the full full Werewolf Specter. Got these cannon parts, they're going to plug up underneath the shield. And then the missile launcher parts, which will, missile pods, which will go in under the other shield later on. So a couple nice things about this kit, I will say, is that uh, it gives you a lot of options, a ton of options, because you can make it as the Gorai, basically just like a black version of the Gorai, or you can make it as the kind of Gorai Kai, what was it called? This Gorai Fukurai Kai, something like that, basically this version like how you're seeing it now. Or you can make it into the full Werewolf Specter, or you could just mix and match and whatever. So you have a lot of options in here in the box, which is good. Another good thing about that is that this is just a standard release kit. It's not a limited version. So like I reviewed the Stylet Interceptor, which had a lot of options in it, but that was a Kotobukiya like web shop exclusive, or that was like a limited kit. This one, the fact that it's not a limited kit is nice. So it's cool that you can get kit here with a ton of options in it, and it's not a limited kit. So that's cool. This is the this part here is just the connector piece to put on top of the shoulder. You can connect the two shields onto the one shoulder here with this part. And I think that's going to be a little bit of a trick, I think, for that to work well. But that's going to go like that. And on the opposite side, these parts are going to go on there. And okay. So anyway, that's about all that we can build really for the time being, just with this stuff. Here's a look at the missile pods. Can I get the door open? There we go. There we go. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so in the review I'll cover all of the forms, I'll switch out all the parts and everything and go over all of that, but that is pretty cool. Let's see, don't need these. Go there. Something else I was going to say about this though, but yeah, it's very black. Straight out of the box, I think, you know, shelf presence is not really my thing. Other reviewers will talk a little bit more about shelf presence in my reviews. I don't really talk so much about that because I don't really care. But if you're concerned about the shelf presence, I think this one is going to be a little bit lost in the shadows on your shelf, and this one keeps wanting to fall off of there. But still, it's a really super cool design. I like it. But with it being all black like this, all black plastic, maybe not so much. If you were to paint it all black or like multiple tones of black like this, I think it would be pretty cool. But straight out the box, all black like this, I think it could definitely benefit from some paint. So that's pretty much it for this live stream for now. A little bit shorter one today because pretty simple kit, and it's Thanksgiving. So those of you guys who are in America, you should be hanging out with your family anyway. But thanks for hanging out. You guys have any other questions kind of about this kit or frame armor stuff in general? People have been asking some good questions about frame arms recommendations and stuff, but I feel like I haven't really been able to answer the questions very well just because it's kind of a little bit different. It's a different thing from Gunpla. Gunpla I feel like it's a little bit easier for me to recommend stuff, but frame arms it's not quite as easy to recommend stuff to you guys, it seems like. Gundam Zero, do I like black on this? I mean, yeah, I feel like the black color scheme for the design I think does look cool, it works, but just the black plastic, I think it would look much better when it's painted. Have you ever thought of customizing the Exceed Gundam head like you do with the Zaku head? Yeah, definitely. I plan to eventually, but the unfortunate thing about the Exceed Gundam head is that it's not as easy to take apart as the Zaku head. You actually have to cut it apart because it's not made to come apart as easy as the Zaku head, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing a custom paint job on a Gundam head in the future, sometime. William, thoughts on the Kotobukiya Ligers? I want to pick up a Liger Panzer. The Liger Panzer is one that I haven't built yet. I have it over there, but I haven't got around to building it. I've built the Jaeger and the Schneider. I think just those two, right? Yeah. But yeah, the Liger kits are really cool, and a ton of parts, and they're super, super detailed. You definitely need a little bit of glue for those as well. Yeah, we call it a couple little parts need a little bit of glue. Not that big a deal. But super articulated, super detailed. They're really cool, definitely. I would definitely recommend Kotobukiya's Liger kits. And the Panzer especially, of course, looks super cool. I definitely need to get around to building that. That would be a good candidate for, because if you have seen in my past reviews on the couple Liger kits that I've built, my idea is what I would like to do with those is pair them with Gundam kits. So like, I wanted to have like a pairing like the Liger Panzer and the Buster Gundam like paired together because they have a similar theme, right? So it's some plan that maybe that'll be a good project probably for next year, something to work on because it's something I've talked about for a long time. Venom Zero, you've been commenting on my vids. Well, thank you for that. Rizern backing up the Panzer recommendation there. Gundam Zero, favorite frame arms? It's a tough one. I don't really have a favorite quite yet. I don't have the Sleipner kit from Aldona Zero. I don't have that. When it first came out, I wanted to get it, and I've still been kind of on the fence about getting it maybe at some point. But I don't know. I don't know if I will ever get that one or not. It's kind of cool design, but it's not high up on my wanted list still quite yet. The Ricky B, the Darkhorn, I don't know. I've never built that kit or any version of that kit from Kotobukiya's Zoids line. But I would assume it's good. Any other Zoids kit from Kotobukiya, I would say is probably very good. Jedi of the Republic, you're catching the end of the stream. Cool builds, trying to get back into building, but on hiatus. My shelf is about as stocked as yours. Well, good luck getting back into building. Yeah, I just don't really have a favorite. So I don't know. I like a lot of the designs. They're all really cool. There's definitely some of the frame arms designs that I don't really like. Like I'm not really all that into the Black Tortoise design. I don't really like that. And I don't really like the Congo, which we talked about earlier. So yeah. What do you recommend from Kotobukiya Armored Core? Again, I've only built one. I've only built the Sunshine, and I do have the Armored Core. What is it? 9-ball Seraph over here in my to-do build stack. So I will be building that in the near future. But from my very limited experience with the Kotobukiya's frame arms or Armored Core stuff, I would recommend them because they're really cool and very highly detailed, and color separation is also really good. But again, different from Gunpla, which you can build a Gundam kit and like basically throw it against the wall and nothing would break. Kotobukiya kits in general, and I think probably Armored Core especially because they're kind of very fragile sort of designs. I mean, just treat it like a model kit, not a toy. It'd be fine. But alright, let's see. Gunpla over on the Twitch, we got a couple of questions here. I'll just also answer. Gunpla Boy asks, how's my day going? My day going pretty good. I just built this kit. That's pretty much all I've done so far today. But I'm going to be working on some other stuff in the afternoon. And what are my weekend plans? My wife's birthday is next week, so tomorrow night, Saturday night, we're going out for a date night. Our kids are going to be staying with my wife's parents for the evening so that we can go have a date night out together. So that'll be good. That's pretty much the only thing I have planned. And have you done a top 5 kits in each grade before? I have not, but maybe I will have to do that at some point. And let's see, one more question here. Are there any groups of kits that are easy to custom as the old seed kits? The HG kits in general are kind of the easiest to customize, I would say. Any chance you will review one of the 120 scale Macross Valkyries? Yeah, I was just mentioning. Okay, hang on. Someone asked earlier about kits coming out that I'm excited for. So what I'll do is check what I've got on pre-order that's coming out because I don't know. Let me check what I've got on pre-order and I can kind of refresh my memory about what's coming out and what I'm more excited for. Okay. Hang on. Mm, Let me see. Because I did recently get a Macross kit, but it hasn't been delivered yet. But I did buy one not too long ago. It's the first kind of Macross, like the first real Macross kit that I've bought. Ah, sorry, but I'm just realizing you're talking about the 120 scale. You're talking about the giant Macross Valkyrie kit from Max Factory, the 120 scale ones. No, I don't have any plans to get one of those. That thing is insane. Uh, I would highly recommend you guys check out. Uh, let's see what Gum. I'm drawing a blank. What's the name of Mike's Gunpla page on Facebook? Uh, Gundemonium or something like that. What is it? He did a really. Oh yeah, Gundemonium on Facebook. Uh, Spelled just exactly how it sounds. Just search on Facebook for the Michael's page, Mike Wine page there, Gundemonium. He did an amazing build of the 120 scale Valkyrie kit. It's pretty amazing. William, is my family excited for the move to the U.S.? You mean like my family in this house, like my wife and kids, or you mean like my family like in America? Tesla, yes, that spelling Gundemonium is correct. Yes. My wife and my family in America, of course, is excited for me to come back to America. And like my kids, my daughter is still she's almost 2 years old, so she doesn't know, but she doesn't know what's going on. My son, who's 4 now, he's excited, but again, how much does he really comprehend about the situation? I don't know. And my wife is in the same boat as me. We're kind of both parts excited and nervous for different things, but it'll be good. Mm, the Baselar is the most articulated frame arms among them. I don't know what's the most articulated, but the Baselar is really good. I haven't built the Baselar. I built the Cutlass, but it's like the same thing essentially. And it's a really cool kit, obviously, because I chose it to paint. So I do really like that kit, yeah. What is the hardest kit you've built? The hardest kit that I've built, like the most difficult kit to build. Uh, I don't know if I ever built anything that was like difficult. The Cute Cube Wound War kit was a real pain in the ass to build. It wasn't difficult. It was just annoying. And Dio, yes, we're moving back to America, but just to reiterate to those of you guys who missed the detail of when I'm moving back to America, we're not moving back to America for at least a year, so I'm still going to be here for a good while. At the earliest, it'd be about a year from now, probably, that we're going to be moving back, so still a ways yet. Yes, bootlegs are difficult, but yeah, again, I don't know if I would really say it's difficult to build, it's just annoying. Some parts don't want to go together or whatever, but then I guess, on the other hand, then I guess what would make a kit difficult to build in that sense? I don't know, just building a kit is not really particularly difficult. Lee, yes, the Barzam conversion for the RG kit, yeah, that was another annoying one. But that one, again, it's not a really bad kit. It just needs a lot of glue on everything. You just have to glue the whole thing. But otherwise, I mean, it's a cool kit otherwise. Do you think you can kit bash a Gundam kit and a frame arms kit? You could. The thing is just about the size of it, just because as I've pointed out in the different frame arms reviews, frame arms kits usually, in terms of their general size, are kind of between 1 in 44 and 1 in 100 scale Gundam kits usually, so the size could be a little bit tricky if you wanted to kit bash them. Aside from just the difficulty of kit bashing them in general, you'd have to modify everything to work, and nothing would fit straight out of the box. Yeah, deaths. Yeah, that's a good point. The Mechanicore kits are pretty extreme, and I haven't started building any of them yet. But I assume those will probably be difficult builds, I guess you could say. Because I guess what I would say, something if a kit would make me say that it was really difficult build, was that just to build the kit was not only kind of annoying, like you have like some little fitting issues or something, but if you like have to modify the kit in order for it to like even be built up properly. So like for example, for any of the Mechanicore kits, like if the kit is just so heavy that like you have to modify joints and stuff, you have to like pin joints and things like that just to get it to just even be able to just stand up. I guess you could qualify that as being difficult. In that case, yeah. The Dragon Momoko kits that I've built from experience, not that bad. A little bit of tight parts here and there, but nothing really too bad. Pretty Armor, it was kind of the same thing. But the Pretty Armor, I was actually quite impressed with. It wasn't near as bad as I thought it would be. The Pretty Armor was pretty good, actually. Let's see. I did also recently buy my first Dogram kits. I bought here. I'm just checking some of the stuff that I've recently bought or recently on pre-order. I got the anti-aircraft turbo pack mounted type Dogram kit, which I'm pretty excited for. I haven't built any of the Dogram kits. That'll be pretty cool. That will be a future project. Let's see. I'm pretty excited for the Zeltsam HG kit coming out. The one with the big red mechanical arm thing. Well, it's all mechanical. It's a Gundam, but the one with the like super cybernetic arm kind of looking thing. That's pretty cool. I like that design. Let's see. Lee, you got that one too. You got that Dogram kit, I'm guessing you're talking about. What if you combine the 00 with Turn A? That would be an easier kit bash because you're talking about just HG and HG kits. Okay, HG Turn A kit combined with the HG 00 kit. I'm excited for a lot of the 30-minute missions kits. The new aerial warfare 30-minute missions kit coming out, as well as the, what was it called? Yeah, the ground warfare version of the Alto coming out for 30-minute missions, which looks essentially very much like the Go-Rai, basically, or like the Type 38, the Ryu-Rai, what's the name of that one? Like the tan version of the Go-Rai. It looks very much like that. I'm excited for that PlayStation kit. You can build the PlayStation 1. That'll be cool. The underwater version of the Porta Nova. I'm looking forward to that. Some 30-minute missions kits. I'm looking forward to a lot of the 30-minute missions stuff coming out, actually. So I'm planning on revisiting that. As you guys know, I've only ever built just the one 30-minute missions kit, and it was fine, but I've never really been, so far I've not really been all that interested in a lot of the 30-minute mission stuff. It's been out so far. But a lot of stuff that's coming out in the early part of next year I'm looking forward to. So I'll probably do maybe in like February. I'll maybe do like as 30-minute missions month, or maybe in March would be a good idea because March is a third month, 30-minute missions kind of makes sense. So maybe in March, the 30-minute missions special month where we'll just do a ton of different 30-minute missions, custom building stuff. There's a new frame arms kit coming out that I'm really excited for as well. The Jidao Special Forces version. It's like all gray. It almost kind of reminds me of like the Zeta Plus, like a frame arms version of the Zeta Plus. That's coming out in January. I'm looking forward to that. It's a really, really cool looking frame arms kit coming out. But in general, that's kind of the things I think I'm most looking forward to. Let's see. William asks, let's see, where do you find your people models that you use for the dioramas? Different places, but, you know, if you just search for like 120 scale Mac K resin figures, you can find a bunch of stuff from different sites. But most, I think probably most of what I've used or what you guys have seen me use so far have all been Machine Krieger ones. But there's other ones that I have that are not Machine and Krieger, they're just kind of like other random ones, but you can find them around different places online. Model Kasken makes a lot of them. It makes a lot of different figures, although I think they're a lot more ugly. Sorovan Zero said a review of that Dougram would be very interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely be reviewing that one for you guys. The Dougram kit. Let me check out what. Hang on. What was the Macross kit that I got? Because I can't remember. It's not one of the Valkyries. It's a different one. For beginners, what's the easiest gunpla to customize a 1/100 scale non-grade or M-grade or MG? If you want to customize a 1/100 scale kit, I would I would definitely say non-grade would be easier to customize just because of the lack of an inner frame. But yeah, it depends on what you want to do as customize. Yeah, depends on what you mean by customize. If you just want to do like a custom color scheme and like just give it a different weapon or something, or just like switch the backpack on it, something simple like that, then probably doesn't really matter. Master grade would be easy enough. But if you want to do like a bunch of like altering the proportions and things like that, the 1/100 scale non-grade IBO kits, of course, are really good. But other than that, the 1/100 scale non-grade 00 kits, I think in general, in my opinion, are pretty good as well, despite being a little bit old. They have a lot of seam lines on them. Well, it's good seam line removal practice. But yeah, what if Gundam they could fuse mobile suits? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Patrick asked, do you have a PO box? Like if you wanted to send a kit to sponsor a giveaway. Patrick, I don't have a PO box now. I have used them temporarily in the past. I don't like have a permanent one though. If you want to send something for a giveaway or something like that, just contact me via my Facebook page would be the best way. Just get in touch with me and we can sort it out. That would be the best way. Alright. That is pretty much it for... Sorry. There we go. I want to tell you guys what Macross kit I'm getting, but for some reason this website is loading super slowly. My internet's not working or something. Building the 1/100 scale Tyrann right now. It's a pretty good kit. Yeah, the 1/100 scale Tyrann is definitely a good one. Yeah, there's the 1/100 scale Tyrann. Got it right over here. I got one not too long ago myself. Ta-da! Yeah, it's definitely one of the most popular kits from the line, for sure, because it's got, it's just such a cool custom, or just such a cool mechanical, like, realistic look to it. So, and it like comes with some pilot figures and stuff, and some cool detail parts. And yeah, very popular kit. Indeed. Okay, the Macross kit that I got is the Batroid production type. That's what it was. So it's like the kind of simpler one from Wave, I think it is, right? Betroid production type. So it's not like all super detailed, or like the design is a much kind of more simple, a little straightforward design, which I like for that one. So all right, Goro, you said you've never seen one in stock in your local hobby store, like ever. Yeah, Goro, the 100 scale Tyrion is very often sold out. Yeah, because after Bandai does a run of them, they sell out pretty quickly because of how still popular it is. So I think they have recently done a rerun on them, so these days they're a little bit easier to find. I think like the demand for them is finally starting to die down a little bit. So if you are looking around online now, you should be able to find them. I got this at just a Gundam base here in Korea about a month or so ago. Mm-hmm. This be the one. This one here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, Metroid production type. Alright, so that's pretty much it for today's streaming, guys. I'm going to wrap it up and go work on some other stuff. So thank you all for hanging out. I'll just get all the rest of the parts of this already, and we'll get to working on the review. Like I said, I've got the unboxing and the review already done for the Durga 2. So I'll probably put that up first, and then the review for this one maybe coming out on maybe Sunday. So, and then if any of you are getting your last minute entries in for the contest, you guys still have a couple days, 2 days left for that. So good luck. And Monday, Monday will be no live build. I'll be working on Gunpla News on Monday. So check out USA Gundam TV channel, where the next episode of Gunpla News will be on probably end of the day on Monday. And I'll also have an update video on here on my channel on YouTube. I'll have an update video for you guys about some stuff as well, mostly talking about the Japan trip, plans for that and everything. So, all right, guys, have a good one. And again, happy Thanksgiving to those of you guys in the U.S., and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.